Alrighty then, it's time for a jungle Hecarim game, and you know what that means. Which one? I'm on a losing spree, so I gotta bust out the Hecarim and get myself a win. Which two? So, as you guys all know, I don't really think highly of Hecarim as a champion. I think he's pretty much flawed in a lot of ways, and as a jungler, he's kind of a lot worse. However, he's a ridiculously good snowballer, and that's kind of his best trait. If you get a couple kills early on, maybe even just sometimes one, you just kind of smash everybody. And that's what I'm going for here. If I can just get 1, 2, maybe 3 kills before 5 minutes, that'd be nice, right? Anyways, runes and masteries, 12, 0, 18, and I believe my runes were a little bit more different because I had not changed them from the last champion because I didn't pay that much attention. But I want to, before I go on that, I want to sort of mention this. I don't know what the Jax was thinking. He should have known I was here at red still, right? He starts doing red. I think he thought I may have left, but I just kind of charge at him. He tries to run away, and then he just kind of stands by his plant and gets hoof stomped and killed. Maybe he was going to try to do something crafty by exploding me onto the Annie where she could torch me, but he reacted super slowly. Maybe he was typing, I don't know. But he died kind of needlessly, and I got myself, you know, a kill, which is a really bad thing for them. Anyways, Thresh and Annie try to gank my Anivia. She ends up getting out of her egg because they get scared as I show up. And I get myself a really easy Annie kill. And the Anivia survives to boot. That's really great. And then Annie teleports to mid. Thresh gets all aggressive, grabbing the Blitzcrank. But getting really low because of the minion damage. And I got myself my 3rd kill before 5 minutes. Or at around 5 minutes. So that's really good for me. Anyways, runes and masteries. Or rune, I mean. Attack damage red and attack speed quints, armor yellow, and magic resistance blues. That's kind of the staple I've been having on a lot of champions. I just kind of forgot to switch. Anyways, bottom lane gets into a duel, and I just kind of blitz myself in there. I don't actually get to hoof stomp anybody, and it's actually a pretty bad gank. If it wasn't for the fact that my ultimate is a whole another gap closer and I had red buff, this Thresh wouldn't have died. So, this 4th kill was just kind of, you know, lucky, so to speak. Because it was a really bad initiation by me. Just keep in mind, I kind of just started my E way before I was in range to possibly hoof stomp them. And this next scene is even worse. I should have just remembered it's a Tryndamere. And I got in melee range with all these minions blasting at me. And he just kind of destroys me. And thankfully the Rumble kills him. But it's still not a good situation because the Tryndamere got the bounty gold and he's already kind of way better than the Rumble considering he was asking for a lot of ganks. And maybe that's kind of why I pulled off the gank anyways because, you know, he was kind of getting desperate and I don't want to piss him off. So yeah, that was a really bad death by me. And, you know, a lot of the deaths I'm going to have in this are really questionable, but a lot of some kills are pretty good too. Right now, the Thresh, or I mean the Blitzcrank, is pulling in some globe trotting. He's going around getting kills, which is kind of being shenanigans. He's probably the MVP because he helped set up my early game to be this damn strong, and he's just kind of paying attention and just putting pressure everywhere. Anyways, the enemy bottom lane gets very low, and I easily just, you know, go in there and use my ultimate and get an easy Xayah kill. Bam, badoosh. And Blitzcrank, I mean Thresh just gets murdered, but Annie and Jax show up to get a kill against the Blitzcrank. And then it just sort of chased me down and killed me too. He caught me before I got to use the explosion plan, and that was just kind of, you know, disappointing. However, even though they get dragon here, I don't know what the Jax is trying to do, but he ends up trying to get a cheap kill against the Anivia, and it only gets gunned down like a degenerate. So hooray for Jax. He's what, 2-2 so far? He's on par with me on farm, and it's mostly kind of stealing lane farm from what I remember, but whatever. Right now, this game is sort of like a who gets to snowball first because both teams' late games are really damn strong. Anyways, here's another one of my dumb deaths. My hoof stomp wasn't going to be activated. My teammates were really far away and my ultimate was on cooldown. I shouldn't have gone as ham as I did. Even if Jax didn't show up, it would have been kind of an uneventful gank. It would have just kind of achieved nothing. Thankfully, though, the enemy Jax got a little too hasty on the Caitlyn and died for basically free, and the Xayah didn't take a shot for the Thresh, so he got gunned down too. So, silver linings, I guess. That was a pretty bad gank for me. But still, though, I'm still snowballing. My teammates, so the right teammates, are getting properly fed and big. Caitlyn's pretty dangerous right now. Anivia is just kind of a massive threat to the enemy team's composition entirely. She'll kind of can single-handedly win most team fights as long as we keep the Jax away from her. The Tryndamere she could probably handle herself. So right now, we're in a very good spot. Even if we were like 6-6, if our CS was kind of the same as we have it right now, and our team comp was like this, we kind of would just kind of win. Right now, also the Anivia is taking the role of just kind of hunting anybody down, just being very aggressive. Annie and the Tryndamere kill the Blitzcrank, but I hoof stomp her, and then as soon as she flashes and so the Tryndamere go over the wall, I use my ultimate, and it just sort of slash her down. I believe I do get killed by the Tryndamere, but he gets killed as well, so it's not a big deal. I kind of fully expected to die by one of them because my teammates couldn't chase me after my ultimate. But still, snowball. I'm already kind of snowballing, and hopefully my teammates can follow through. You can see I'm building the Trinity Force. Even though I built the Cinder Hulk early on, yeah, I could have built Warrior for more of a bursty thing. I just kind of wanted the health and to be able to clear a little bit better. The Trinity Force will allow my hoof stomp to just kind of nearly destroy anybody I jump on, or at least anybody who is a soft kind of champion, right? That's at least my goal. I'm going to be building shit like Deadman's Blade and whatnot just to give myself that huge ass stomp in the face. They initiate on Anivia. I don't know why they did that, because I'm around, and we get ourselves an easy kill against the Annie, and I managed to survive, but we didn't get the Thresh. Still though, easy peasy lemon squeezy. We also get the Inferno Drake. Right now my team is in such a good spot, the enemy team just can't really handle it. At this point also, like I want to mention, Blitzcrank was probably the fucking MVP. He's going everywhere and just kind of, strutting his stuff. He basically, I didn't have to do shit. He reset top lane for him. Like, top Rumble was kind of getting his ass, or at least the lane controlled a lot by the Tryndamere, even though you can see that he's got more kills right now. It's kind of just because of Blitzcrank interference. The Rumble was having issues. Throughout all the entire chat, he was just kind of talking about how, he can't handle Tryndamere. And his Blitzcrank, and I didn't do it, Blitzcrank did. And again, MVP. I kind of, well, I'll talk about that later. I jump in from behind the enemy team, grab the enemy team, and then the Annie set on the straggler, and she gets easily knocked off. Yeah, that's a really good pick for our team as well, because now we kind of get to push without the threat of getting, bear dropped in the face. So, I want to make a mention about the honor system. It's such a flawed system. In this case, I just honored the Blitzcrank because I felt he was the MVP. But you would have wanted to you want to honor more than one teammate, right? Because some teammates might have been kept their cool, might have been awesome players and whatnot. But only lets you honor one, and you're usually just gonna pick whoever won you the fucking game, or whoever you think won you the game, right? And usually it's not gonna be the support. It's gonna be that lead carry Yasuo player with 16 kills or something. But in this case, it was a support. Anyways, Zaya's by her lonesome, and you can see I basically took her to half health with just a hoof stomp, and then just sort of diced her a bit. I didn't even have to use my ultimate, but if I did, I'd probably kind of just, one combo shot her. That's kind of what I'm going for at this point. Nobody on the enemy team can really fight me except probably the Tryndamere because of his ultimate, to survive to, creep me to hell. I'm kind of it's just strolling out of control. And with the support of Anivia and Blitzcrank just kind of controlling the map alongside me, the enemy team's just kind of, it's just waiting to lose, so to speak, right? Again, look, at this point, yeah, the Tryndamere can't really do that much damage. Maybe when he'll buy another item, he'll be able to, dice me to bits, but not right now. The Annie can blow me up, but if she chooses me as her target, she's kind of, asking to lose every team fight from then on. So, yay, it's just kind of waiting for the enemy team to either give up or, have that really delicious team fight that might be coming up soon. At this point, right now, I'm just kind of waiting for a gank or just something to happen. Anivia alone can just kind of siege shit. By herself. Anyways, they initiate on us. I just run the fuck away, leave Anivia to sort of die. She gets her egg, but Blitzcrank decides to, sacrifice himself. So I run in there trying to help them out, and I managed to kill the Jax. And then we managed to sort of run away and scamper off, and whatever reason, the Thresh is on kind of like this manhunt. By the way, that explosion plan was just a complete accident. I didn't want to sacrifice Blitzcrank. Yeah. Thresh is in some sort of manhunt, and I just kind of decide to just, blow everything on him and just murder him. I don't know what happened to the teleport. I'm assuming they realized that, I'm not going to deal with the Blitzcrank and the Hecarim, and they decided to just cancel it. We got ourselves a blue buff. The enemy team comes in and just kills Blitzcrank again. The dude's a bro. He'll sacrifice himself for his homies. So he knows his deaths are rather inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. Still though, you see Deadman's Blade. I'm building Sterox Gauge or Maul Mortis after, depending on whatever is the most dangerous. Just making myself as unkillable as possible, but anyone I hoof stomp and then stick to is going to die rather quickly without being able to do absolutely anything. At least that's my goal. But either way, with 33 kills and 10 deaths, this game is just kind of over, right? Hecarim did his part. Yeah, I can already tell you right now, spoiler alert, we're going to kind of just win. So Hecarim did his part and broke my my losing spree, but I gotta owe it up to, you know, just kind of this team working together, except kind of random. So Blitzcrank kind of just, I love it. I love it when support players play aggressive champions and they're not afraid to get super ballsy. I mean, you don't really have much to lose or much to gain with Blitzcrank if you get really that fed. All you really got to do is press one button and you can win an entire team fight, right? Whereas with just one pull and you win. And he kind of did that, just going around in the early game, just kind of being a massive dick to the enemy team, and just setting us up to win. He hindered Jax. He went towards mid and just kind of helped get a few kills. He went towards top and reset that whole fucking lane. MVP, Blitzcrank on that one. And then, of course, me and Anivia just kind of dominated our respective roles and just kind of went with it throughout the rest of the game. And with that, hooray for Hecarim, hooray for Anivia and Blitzcrank. And I guess the Caitlyn too. Rumble, you tried, but you shouldn't have complained so much. So, hooray, my losing spree is over. Bleh. This channel is supported by my sponsors, Crunchyroll and Loot Crate. Check out the description below for links to the websites. Signing up for any trials, including Crunchyroll's free anime trial, greatly supports my channel. Also remember to give the video a like to support the channel and subscribe if you haven't yet.